Hey there, and welcome to our North Face Borealis Classic review. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best everyday carry and travel gear for the past 7 years. And in this video, I'm gonna tear this bag apart. We're gonna pack the bag out, double check its advertised capacity. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because in case you're not quite sold on the Borealis Classic, I will give you 2 alternative backpack recommendations that I think might be just a bit more up your alley. Because here at Nomads Nation, our goal is to help you find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the overview of the North Face Borealis Classic. North Face doesn't really need much of an introduction. They're one of the most iconic urban apparel and bag brands in the world. And the Borealis Classic is the original version of their iconic backpack. Now, it should be noted, there's the Borealis Classic and the regular. This review is clearly focused on the Classic. I do not have the updated regular version here with us. If we get enough requests, it's definitely something we'll consider reviewing as well. But from my understanding, the Classic is a bit more of an urban style backpack, which versus the new Borealis, which is a little bit more hiking and outdoor friendly. Now, let me quickly run you through some of the bag's top features. We've got the iconic North Face, sort of classic book bag silhouette. Bungee cord system on the front compartment for external carry. Quick access top pocket. 2 water bottle pockets. Compression straps on both sides. A well-organized admin companel. Try that again. A well-organized admin compartment with plenty of internal organization, half zip style opening into the main compartment, and a very interesting harness system that is gonna have its fair share of pros and cons. One con, I'm just gonna spoiler alert you right now, is all this dangle that's going on. I am not gonna be a fan of that. Now, North Face claims that this bag is 29 liters in its capacity, but here at Nomads Nation, we always double check that. Quick dimensions check. We got a height of around 18.5 inches, a width of around 11.5 inches, and a fully packed out base depth of around 7.5 inches. Quick personal item test. This sizer is 18 by 14 by 8 inches, which is the typical size for a personal item bag in the US. You can see, ooh, we're a little too tall with the back panel, but bags are quite malleable, guys, so you can squeeze it in. I don't want to break this thing. Okay, perfect. So you can see with a little finessing, you can definitely get it in as a personal item on a US flight. So as you can see, the main compartment is getting us just under 20 liters of capacity. Now, we didn't fill out any of the other compartments, but they are all fairly flush. Like when the main compartment is fully packed out, that's gonna be most of the volume. You might get a couple more liters, but I'd say like the North Face Borealis Classic is definitely gonna carry a lot more like a 22 liter than it is gonna carry like a 29 liter. North Face claims this bag weighs 2.9 pounds. But I'm getting 2.2 pounds on scale number 1. And same thing on scale number 2, 2.2 pounds. As of recording, the Borealis Classic comes in 12 different color options. This is the bag when it's flat and empty. And this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn in the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and Jason Bagmoa is 6'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout this entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. When it comes to warranty, the North Face policy sort of differs depending on where you are in the world. It seems like it's lifetime for the US and 2 years for Europe and Asia, but I would definitely recommend double checking that, and that might vary also depending if you get it online or at a retail store. And for all that, the Borealis Classic runs around 155 USD. Now here at Nomads Nation, my goal in this review is to help you decide if this bag is worth that price. We're gonna break down all the features and compare it to all the other bags in the market, but it should be noted if at any point in this review you're thinking about making a purchase, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. That link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes with the brands that we review. So if you want the best price and access to our discount codes, first link below. Let's talk about the materials of the North Face Borealis Classic. This is a bag that I think material-wise, is pretty fine for the price point. It's not gonna blow your mind, but it's not like they cut too many corners. The primary fabric on the front of the bag is a 420D nylon, and then on the bottom of the bag right here, we have a 1680D ballistic nylon. And these are 2 fantastic choices for the primary fabrics of the bag, because nylon is like a miracle fabric for backpacks. It's abrasion resistant, it's got some weather resistance, and it looks great. It's got a nice little sheen to it. And the fact that they use a thicker denier, that's what the D in the 1680D stands for, on the bottom is very smart on North Face's part because it just gives you even more abrasion resistance as this fabric is even thicker than this fabric. For zippers, we are not using YKK here, but we are using SBS, which I'd say they're a close second to YKK. Some would even argue just as good. I would not make that argument. I've spent a lot of time in backpack factories in Vietnam and China and talking to a lot of developers and suppliers, and it's just kind of industry knowledge that YKK is superior. They're just the wizards, the grand wizards of the world of zippers. But SPS does good work, and at this price point, I'm totally fine using SPS zippers. On the shoulder straps, we got some really nice foam at the top. You can actually kind of see that it's 3D, offering a lot of ventilation. And then we got some decent mesh on the back panel. There's also some crappy choices. This webbing is just really bottom of the barrel nylon webbing. It's fine, it gets the job done. The water bottle pockets are pretty cheap. I'd say mesh like this, it's not my favorite. It's okay though. And also the lining, this is pretty bottom of the barrel as well. All of which would be fine on a $75 to $100 backpack, but at 100 USD, I might prefer to see those other parts of the bag maybe elevated. And then for hardware, oh, we got Woojin, that's nice. So Woojin's one of the best buckle makers in the game. So high score there. Overall, I'm gonna give the bag a 3 out of 5 on the materials choice at the price point. Some things could have been improved, but for 150, I think it's slightly better than middle of the road. It's good, 3 out of 5, final answer. And one thing to note about that score and all the scores throughout this review is they are highly personal, just based on my experience using the bag. Next up, it is time for us to pack out the North Face Borealis Classic Backpack. So remember, this is advertised at 29 liters, but I think it's gonna carry more like a 22. I mean, you got some independent volume here in this admin compartment, but it's not gonna be a lot, a couple liters. Like I said, like 22, 23, 24 max, somewhere in that range is what it'll actually carry like. Which means you can use it as a small travel bag. You can throw a packing cube in there. You can see weeks worth of clothes can fit into that main compartment, no problem. Size 10 men's shoes in a case also can fit at the bottom. Again, good for travel or potentially for a gym bag. But the intended use case of this bag, as per North Face's website, is, wait for it, lifestyle. I don't know what kind of lifestyle they're referring to, but I would assume, given the more kind of urban-y aesthetic and lifestyle of the North Face brand as a whole, I'm gonna say more school, university, going to work, kind of a living in the city lifestyle. So let's pack it out for that. First things first, for the laptop, I got a 17-inch Asus VivoBook, and you can see we're actually able to get it in here. Now, it's a very tight fit, but what that means is if you use a normal laptop size, what are you carrying around a 17-inch laptop for? If you want, please, go lighter on your bag, dude. If you carry a 16-inch or under, it'll fit very nicely in this bag. And we've got some really nice padding here and a very nice microfiber material. This will be scratch resistant, therefore keeping your laptop nice and safe. Padding on the back side as well means your laptop is extra secure. And we got a false bottom. Oh, very nice false bottom. So the laptop section is actually elevated from the ground. So when you drop the laptop, your laptop will be protected. This is wood, this is metal, but notice, no terrifying clunk or thud sound. That is a very nice false bottom doing its job. Next up, we'll throw a standard size tech pouch in there, throw a hoodie on top. You can pop a book in there. Let's see if the switch case will fit as well. I think we should close that. Yes, this is a college student Packout if I've ever seen one, and that's nice. Yeah, we're gonna get that to fit with that awkward switch case in there. That's a testament of this wonderful 420D nylon being used. It's a very light and malleable fabric, which allows you to pack more than sometimes you think you might be able to pack. Really kind of cinch it down. And these chunky SBS zippers right here, these are huge, number 10s, so they give you a little bit extra closing power as well. For the admin compartment, this is where you organize your smaller bits of gear, such as your pens, your gum in here, AirPods, a little blast of vitamin C if you're not feeling too hot. It could be a godsend sometimes. Then the zippered pocket, just throw some meds, tissues, backup mask. Then you do have a little bit more, like I said, space in this actual compartment. Actually, it's got some decent volume to it, which then allows you to throw your over-the-ear headphones in there very nicely and close that up. I love this admin pocket right here. It's actually got some really nice volume to it. You know what? I'm gonna just backtrack a little bit. I think that This might be closer to 25 or 26 liters because of the volume this pocket here is giving you. It's not a full 29 or 30. I stand by that. But I love how this is designed where you have the organization up right here, but then you have this extra pocket down there. This is just really great. It just gives you really great access. Should be noted there's no microfiber lining here, so your shades could get scratched, but the high vis effect of this gray lining is quite nice, just helps give you a little bit extra visibility. And now, let's talk about the bungee system right here, which for me, like, I'm not really crazy about from an aesthetic perspective. It makes it look the bag a little outdoorsy, but a bungee system like this is very functional. Case in point, if you got an extra hoodie, you can go ahead and, even when the bag is full, pop this on the outside and tighten it, and boom, you just created extra carrying capacity out of thin air. Does it look great? No. But does it work? Absolutely. Now let's talk about water bottle storage, because again, I'm not crazy about these side pockets. The material itself is just, it's a little bit on the cheap side. I'm not sure how durable it's gonna be. And then my 24-ounce Columbia water bottle, you can see it fits, but it's very loosey-goosey. A lot of water bottle pockets these days in backpacks have a tighter, more flush fit, which pros and cons. It's a tighter, more flush pocket will hold your water bottle in place and secure it significantly better. But this gives a looseness to these pockets, which makes them also quite versatile. So even when the bag is fully packed out, you can fit more stuff in here. You could throw something bulkier like your hard shell sunglasses in there. But again, the problem is just how shallow these pockets are, as it's really about 5 inches of usable space. And if you think about it, your water bottle by itself is usually coming around 9 inches, so only half the bottle is protected. It's not like a super deep water bottle pocket, like you could really just get it in there. And that includes like your umbrella, your water bottle, whatever it might be. But these pockets are great for smaller things, like I said, sunglasses, case, or a snack. Or if you want to secure a larger water bottle in here, you can do so with these compression straps. So you see these right here? That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you actually secure your water bottle. And now, upside down test. It's not going anywhere. The water bottle has been secured. 2 last notes in the Packout section. You've got this guy right here, goes into the main compartment, and this is for like a hydration bladder. So if you do take this bag hiking with you, you just kind of weave the straw through and you're instantly hydrated. And then finally, self-standing test. This bag is not a self-standing bag. It's just not. It's got that sexy kind of urban aerodynamic design that cuts and has really nice curves to it, but that results in a non-flat bottom, which then results in a non-standing bag, which for me, like, you know, I appreciate the old school aesthetic, and bags like this look cool, and boxy bags on your back don't look as cool. But that boxy bag, when you take it off, you can just plop it down and like you push it a little bit, you know, kind of bully it, and it's still gonna stand upright. That's a game changer for me, especially when I'm like working or digital nomading across the world. It then like kind of acts like a portable desk with all your stuff in it. That's why, like, you know, North Face for me is like sort of level 1 of bag nerdery. If you want to up your game even more, just continue watching this review. I'll kind of throw some more recommendations out there. Moving on, let's talk about the comfort of the North Face Borealis Classic. The shoulder straps are good and not so good. They're good from the perspective of having a nice width. We're looking at just under 3 inches. And they're also good with its ventilation. You see those holes right there? That's literally like a 3D foam cutout. That's an actual like foam 3D cutout that provides ventilation and keeps your shoulders nice and breezy. But on the flip side, there's not a lot of padding on these shoulder straps. Case in point, we're looking at like 1/2 centimeter. And for me, you know, I like a bag this size to be at least like a full cm, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but in terms of like that chunky, padded, like really cozy shoulder strap experience, this bag's not gonna give it to you. Now we do got a lot of padding on the back panel. I think this is very well designed. Look at how cushy this is. And you got a little bit of ventilation coming down here and through the sides, and just in general on this panel with all this mesh. And it's a high quality mesh. A little bit of coarseness to the mesh. This mesh is also on the shoulder straps as well, but that coarseness helps to give the bag grip, which can be quite nice because sometimes these shoulder straps be slipping, and the coarseness of that mesh just helps to give it a little bit of grip to keep the shoulder strap better in place. Also, I don't love shoulder straps where the binding is on the outside like this. This is a cheaper way to make shoulder straps. It's durable, it'll definitely work, but sometimes this binding can be just a little thick and a little hard, and then that can kind of dig into your shoulder a bit. This binding seems a little bit on the softer side, so they did a nice job with that, but still, This binding in general, it's just not my favorite execution on a shoulder strap. And we also got a sternum strap and a hip belt. Sternum strap comes equipped with a little musical instrument. It's not the best whistle though. There it is. Just gotta warm it up. Sternum straps are great because they redistribute the weight from your lower back to your torso. So you do one of these and that's a lot better. Like I live in Hong Kong and I could walk like 2 miles a day with my backpack on, filled with a bunch of tech gear and heavy shit. And I'm sternum strapped shamelessly all day long. And honestly, you should too if you're using your backpack because it feels amazing. But you know what doesn't feel amazing, guys? Is this, and this, and this. And all that is dangle. And you know, we haven't brought him out in a while. Let's bring our little protester back. No Dangle Dan, how you been, dude? Long time no see. Myself, No Dangle Dan, and the whole Nomads Nation squad, we are not big fans of this excess nylon webbing, which in my opinion contributes to a less comfortable experience. Not that it's painful, but these things are just kind of flopping around and North Face doesn't really give you any ways to control or manage this dangle, which would have been very, very cheap, right? You can just throw these little web stoppers on there that you can go and just keep that nice and flush. Unfortunately though, no option like that. And then we also have a hip belt on here, but I'm gonna say hip belt. And the reason is, I'm 5'8", so I'm not the tallest dude in the world. And this hip belt is already north of the belly button. Belly button here, hip belt here. It's a waist belt. It's a tummy belt. What do you mean I look dorky? I look awesome. What are you talking about? No, dude, the waist belt is sick, dude. Now, it's kind of helping. It's actually kind of like taking some of the pressure off my back, and that's what a good belly belt can do. But it's not the bag's fault, it's the size of the bag, right? This is where the shoulder straps are, this is where the hip belt sort of starts, and that's just where it's gonna end up. You could, in theory, drop the bag a bit, actually a lot, but like, I don't know, who likes to wear a loose bag? Like most people that I've talked to like to wear their bag high and tight, but if you wanna drop it, you can do that as well. This hip belt though is not like a world-class hiking hip belt. It's something that you can just use in a pinch for when you need it. But what is nice is the fact that if you don't want to use the hip belt, you can stow it away in this slot right here and then get at least a little bit of the dangle out of sight, out of mind. It's very tight to get it in there. It's not something you're gonna want like taking out and putting back in on a frequent basis. Overall, when it comes to the comfort, I'm gonna give this bag 2.5 out of 5, which is not to say it's uncomfortable. Any score under like 2 would be bad, but it's definitely not in an elite category of comfort. And that's gonna come down to mostly these shoulder straps not having enough padding, the binding on the outside potentially causing discomfort, and just a whole lot of dangle going on. It's not an uncomfortable bag. I would just say it's kind of like middle of the road. Let's now discuss the functionality of the North Face Borealis Classic. Now that the bag is fully packed out, we can kind of really gauge the functionality. And I'm gonna give this bag credit for how much volume it has in certain compartments. Like the main compartment is jacked up right now, but this front glasses pocket has room to breathe. Same thing with this admin pocket right here. Plenty of space to fit some more stuff in there, so it's very well designed. And getting more functionality from this external bungee cord system right here, awesome. These compression straps, I'd prefer if we didn't have them on the bag, but then again, with the weak ass water bottle holders, you kind of need them. But the problem is the compression straps then are either sort of flopping around like this. When they're clipped into place, if the zipper gets caught underneath, then the zipper is caught underneath. And that is annoying, and then you gotta do this. And yeah, it's just, I don't like compression straps on bags. I understand that you do get this benefit, and this benefit is great, but I don't know. I think I'd rather have this bag without the compression straps had I the choice. You can snip them off though, for sure. So you do actually have the choice. A pair of scissors gives you that choice. This is also a bag you're not gonna love if you like a good plush handle on a backpack. The only handle we have is actually this little kind of weak loop right here, which for hanging the bag is going to be perfect, but for carrying the bag or holding the bag or maneuvering it, that's where it's gonna fall very short. I am not the kind of person who's gonna carry a bag with a handle for a very long period of time, but it does just help to give you leverage. I will admit though, this will mostly get the job done. For a larger travel bag, I would need that side handle, or maybe like a really nice plush and accessible top handle, but you know, I think for this, it's fine. It's gonna irk some people, me, not so much. Another thing that will be annoying is now that the bag is fully packed out, accessing the laptop is going to be a bit more of a challenge. So you can see, I got the switch case here and my book and the laptop is here. So access the laptop. I got a 17-incher, keep that in mind. You gotta kind of like go around this rim, but it's also not fair to this bag because most people don't have 17-inchers. So let's take that out and try with a smaller laptop. This is our cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro. You can see I can slide that in. It's a little bit easier, but you still gotta get this panel over top of the laptop. And that's always just gonna cause some extra friction for getting the laptop out of here because you gotta kind of like move this back every time. And it doesn't seem like a big thing, but it will annoy you, especially when you just wanna jump on your laptop real fast to quickly answer an email. The access is just gonna be a little annoying every single time. Some bags, what they'll do is they'll give you another zipper right here, so then you can unzip and then just more quickly grab it from the same compartment. But North Face did not offer us that on this bag. We've got an external latch point at the bottom right here, great for connecting something to your bag like a light if you are biking. And also this has, I think, a reflective property. So if you do wear this as a biking commuter, it should offer a little bit more visibility. And final note is there is no luggage pass-through on this bag, which, you know, at the price point like North Face, you could have thrown a luggage pass-through on here. As you can see on this back panel slit right there, they could have just taken little nylon and just like fucking stapled it into the bag. And then it would have allowed you to pair this with a suitcase where you can slide it over the handle. But unfortunately, no such option exists. For my functionality score, I'm gonna give this bag a 3 out of 5. Reason being is it does the things that it most importantly needs to do. Volume, capacity, not being too tight, and giving you extra carry options on the outside of the bag that can really come in handy. So it's got an above average score because of that. But it doesn't go any higher because of all the other little quirks I think that exist in this bag functionally, especially at the 150 USD price point. Now, before we jump into the most crucial part of this review where I give you my overall scores, I gotta let you know that if you're new to Nomads Nation, well, I wanna welcome you again and tell you that here at NN, we don't just do gear reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, I kind of take this whole world of gear and I bring it to the next level. And the newsletter and this channel in general is really for anybody who's into gear, carry, everyday sort of carry and organization, and travel. Sort of like that's like our circle of what we do, and we're in the middle of that. And if you like those things, I would highly suggest you also getting in the middle of it with us because it's an incredible industry. And in the newsletter, I'm bringing to your inbox on a weekly basis the newest drops, limited edition collabs, industry trends, and everything in between. We've got 11,000 gearheads such as yourself on this newsletter, so if you'd like to join, just look for this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Overall scores, North Face Borealis Classic. Let's go. For my value score, I'm gonna give the Borealis Classic a 3 out of 5. I think were this 100 USD, which I think it could be, then it would be more higher in terms of its value, in terms of what the market is offering. But at $150, you know, it's good. It's just got some quirks to it, and I'm not sure about the whole lifetime warranty thing, depending on where you are in the world. So overall, you know, it's an above average value proposition. So 3 out of 5. Quick score recap: 3 out of 5 for materials, 2.5 out of 5 for comfort, 3 out of 5 for functionality, value score of 3 out of 5 for an overall score of 2.87, which, you know, I think that sounds about right because we can round that up to a 3 basically. And that's where I'd put this on the scale of overall value. You're getting a 3 out of 5, which I'd say anything on our scale that's 2 and below is bad. So if you're in the 3 range, that means that you are in above average territory, which means overall it's gonna be a great bag for a certain set of people. And if you are one of those people and you're thinking about making a purchase, just a reminder that we do recommend making your purchase or finding out more information with the first link in the description, because again, that link makes sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, that's where you'll find them. Let us now summarize all things with the North Face Borealis Classico with our pros and cons. Pro number 1, just overall functionality when it comes to the volume of the bag. Pro number 2, external carry on this bungee system in the front, it will definitely come in handy. And pro number 3 is the shoulder straps in the back panel will do an excellent job in terms of ventilation. Now for the cons: below average water bottle holders, not enough chunk on the shoulder straps for me personally. And con number 3, I think the lack of a luggage pass-through holder is kind of a miss. Let me know though, are there any pros and or cons that we missed? Any that you disagree with? I wanna hear what you think in the comments below. Now, if you're still here, there's a good chance that you're not 100% sold on the North Face Borealis Classic. And if that's the case, let's talk alternatives. First up, if you are new to Nomads Nation, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. In this video, myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation squad, we get together and we pick our favorite bags in different bag categories, which then makes it an easy video to watch and just the best way for you to find the best options in the market. And I've gone ahead and linked that above. Also, after reviewing hundreds of bags here at Nomads Nation, we actually decided to start our own bag brand as well. and that's called Firo. And at Firo, our mission is to empower modern professionals to feel streamlined and focused. We've launched a sling, a travel bag, and our own mid-sized everyday carry bag as well. I've basically taken everything that I've learned from reviewing nearly 1,000 bags at this point, and I've just poured that into Firo. And because of that, the reviews that we've been getting and the community that we're building are pretty epic. So if you wanna learn more about Firo, you can do so at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're really close with the North Face, but just not quite close enough, here are 2 alternatives that might suit you better. And it should be noted, these alternatives, they're gonna be like bringing you in a different direction. Because I think if you're here, you're probably looking for a university bag or just a replacement for a bag that you may have used for years that might be broken. And you're just like, oh, North Face, they make bags, I should probably get one of those. And like, you totally can. It's a great middle of the road type bag. But if you're interested in sort of elevating your everyday experience, and if you commute back and forth between work or university or wherever, you're just doing a lot of like public transportation, I would inquire to you to consider maybe stepping up the game a little bit in terms of comfort, in terms of organization, and just overall functionality of the bag. Option number 1 for you to check out is going to be the Alpaka Bravo backpack. This is a bag that's going to offer you a lot of functionality with a very simple user experience, and it's only coming in at like 25 USD more, at around 175. And Alpaka is one of the better bag brands out there right now in terms of like modern, kind of like boutique bag brands. And this is one of the more underrated bags on the scene. I love this backpack. And for my second alternative recommendation, you should check out the Rework Toshi. Now, aesthetically, we're taking a bit of a departure from North Face to Rework, but if you want something with a bit more like urban, kind of like attitude to it, but with a bit more of a professional aesthetic and just insane next level functionality for the amount of money you are spending, it's hard to beat Rework. You're gonna be spending like 50 bucks more, as the Toshi is currently around 200 USD, but for only like a 25% price increase, you're getting like 100% functionality increase. Which for me, if you're using this bag every single day, it's gonna pay for itself after like 2 weeks. Honestly though, like all 3 bags are great. You just gotta pick the best one that like checks the most boxes for you. But if you wanna learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can do so with these videos right here. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.